So in context, let's go back. So from the 1 to the 6 to the 2. And then we're on the 2 again. To the 5 to the 1. So we have 2 chords on the 5. Boom. And then you get that F in there. You don't necessarily have to play those 2 chords. You can just play you can hold it and then play F as the melody to take you to the 1. So we're on the 1 now. E is the melody. And we use F to get there. So the left hand, same concept applies. You can just play C. We're back on the 1. So the same ideas in the left hand apply. You can play the 1, the 1, 5 and the 1, the 1, all those things that I already showed you. But the right hand, I'm playing G, B, and E. So this is based off of, if you think about it from a simple perspective, this is just a C major 7 chord. Okay? But if you add all these other characteristics to it, it becomes something different. It could be a C major 9. All depends on what notes you add in your left hand. Okay? But when we get here, whoops, you're gonna play G, and that's gonna take us to the 6th tone. You already know this chord on the 6. I showed it to you already. Okay? Remember when we did, it's this one pretty much. Just different. It's another minor chord on the 6th tone. The melody is different too. So I have A, E, and G in the left hand. And then in the right hand, you can play C, D, E, G, and C. If that's too hard for you, you could just play, in the right hand, you could just play E, G, and C. Excuse me. So from the 2 to the 5 to the 1 to the 6. Now keep in mind, like I said, you can voice the chords differently on the 6th tone. You can play A and G in the left hand, E, G, and C. This is pretty much an A minor 7 chord. In the right hand, if you want to, you can play C, D, E, G, and C. So if you look at the chord, it's pretty much like you're playing a C major chord over A, a 1 chord over the 6. And this works a lot of times. In most cases, when you're on the 6th tone, you can play a lot of the same chords that you played on the 1 on the 6. So you can play a C major chord in the right hand. You can play a C major add 9, and it sounds good too as well. Okay? Now we're going to go to the 2. So on the 2, what we have is we have D and C in the left hand. Now, if you want to, you could just play D in the left hand by itself, or you can play more of a fuller chord. D and C in the left hand, and then E, G, B, and D in the right. Now, if you look at the chord, we're on the 2, right? And let's look at what we have without the D. We have C, E, G, B, and D. That's pretty much a C major 9 chord over D. Or you can look at it as a D 13 with a sus11. Pretty much that same chord that we played on G. It's the same exact chord. If we go up half steps, you'll see. It just has an extra note. Okay? If we were to take this down, half steps, you will see. It's that same chord that we're playing on the 5. So it's cool to actually learn these chords in all 12 keys, because when you get to certain tones, you're going to automatically know what they are. So it's good to practice off the circle of 4ths to learn all your chords in every key. Okay, so let's see where we are. Let me see. From the 2 to the 5 to the 1 to the 6. And here we are. B to C, and that's going to take us to the chord on the 2. All right, and then we're going to be on the 2 for a little while. So you're going to play the chord and then play C, and then change the chord. So, or you can play it simple. And then we're going to the 5. So one more time. From the 1, well, actually I'm gonna go from the 2. Here we go, from the 2 to the 5 to the 1 to the 6th tone to the 2. So as far as the melody goes, you can play the D twice if you want to, and then change the chord, or you can walk down D, C, B. So with the chord, the melody is played, then go to the C. But the chord that we're going to go to now, I have D and G flat, or D and F sharp in my left hand, then C, E, A flat, and B in the right. Now we're going to go to the 5. So in the 5, as you can see, we have that same F major 9 over G. I have G and F in the left hand, and then A, C, E, and G. So you could do that too. All I'm doing is taking that same F major 9 or F major 7 and rolling it down and adding the E right there. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go back to the 1 to the 6th tone. So it's pretty much going back to the top. So 1 to the 6 or to the flat 3, like this. I forgot where we're going. Oh, here we go. Now it changes. Now we're going to go to the 4, to the flat 6, to the 5. So that's the 4 to the flat 6, to the 5, to the 6, to the 2, to the 5, to the 1. All right, so let's break that down. So, and I'll work my way to it so you can see exactly where we are. So here we go. So from the 2, 5, 1. Whoops, let me do that one more time. From the 2, 5, 1, 6. To the 2, stay on the 2, 5. So now we're going to go back to the top. From the 1 to the flat 3, to the 2, to the 5, to the 1, to the 6, to the 2. And here's that other change. From the 4, this is where we are now. Okay? All right, so let's start from there. So I have F in the left hand, we're on the 4. And I have a D minor chord or a F6 chord on the 4. So I have F, A, and D in the right. So the left hand, you can play F, C, F, you can play F, C, F, G, you can play F, C, G, A, It's all up to you. But for this one, I like to keep it real simple as far as the melody and the harmony. So I have F, C, and F. So now we're going to the flat 6. So the chord is the D minor over F, and then you're going to play C in between as the melody. So now we have A flat, F, and A flat in the left hand, or just A flat and the F. It's all up to you. Or you could just play A flat by itself. But this is the flat 6. So here we go from the 4. And also, you can, on the 4 chord, you can play F and D too as well. So any note that's a part of the right hand can actually be played in the left hand. So you can play F and D. You can play F and A. It's already a part of the chord, so it doesn't really hurt. I wouldn't do that though. So play the chord, then the melody, C, and then go to the flat 6. We already broke that down. A flat, F, A flat in the left hand, F, A flat, and D in the right. Simplify the left hand if need be. And then play C as the melody, and that's gonna take you to the 5. So in the 5, what I have is G and E in the left hand. And in the right hand, I have G, C, D, E, and G. So this is a 1 chord on the 5. So what I mean by that, this is a C major chord with the add 9, which is the 1 in the key that we're in. So it's a 1 chord on the 5. So I have in the left hand G and E, in the right hand G, C, D, E, and G. That's on the G bass. Then we're gonna go to the 6. So I have A, E, and G in the left hand. And then B flat, D flat, E, and G in the right. So in context, now you could do something different if you want to. So you can go from the 4 to the flat 6 to the 3, and then to the 6. So instead of going to the 5 to the 6, you can go from the 3 to the 6. Okay? So what I have basically on the 3, and I'll show you in context one more time, we have E, B, and D. And this is a substitution. Instead of going from the 6 to, instead of going from the 5 to the 6, you can replace this chord for the 5. So I have E, B, and D in the left hand, and then G, A, B, D, and G. And the melody is the G. So pretty much instead of playing the 1 chord on the 5, which is what I just showed you, you could replace that with the 3, and then play a G major add 9 over E. And then still go to the 6th note. So what I mean is this. That's the 4 to the flat 6, and then go to the 3 to the 6. Or you could do it the way I showed you first. From the 4 to the flat 6 to the 5 to the 6. Now we're going to do a 2-5. So on the 2, I have D and C in the left hand, and then F, G, A, C, and E in the right. That's the 2. And then we're going to go to the 5. And I'll show you a different way. So I'll show you the first way for the 2-5. So this is a little bit more darker and deeper on the 2. I have D, C in the left hand, F, G, A, C, E. That's the 2. And then we're gonna go to the 5. And we're gonna do a 2-5-1 and end. So I have G and C in the left hand, F, G, A, C in the right. And then you change the chord. So I have F and D in the left hand, and then F, A flat, B, and D in the right. And then we're on the 1. With C, G, C in the left hand, D, E, G, and C in the right. So in context, from the 4 to the flat 6 to the 3 or the 5, and then to the 6, and then to the 2, to the 5, to the 1. Now we could do a different 2-5-1 that incorporates the melody more, and it's like this. Let me see. From the 4 to the flat 6 to the, you can do the 5 or the 3 right here. Now we're gonna use A as the melody to go to the 2. So the chord that I have on the 2 this time instead of this, I have D, A, and C in the left hand. This is that D minor 7 chord that we played. D, A, and C, and then F, A, and D in the right. So use A as the melody, then play the chord on the 2. And then play E, or let me see. Yeah, we could do that. So this is the chord that we're gonna play on the 5. So A is the melody, then we go to that chord on the 2. Then use E as the melody. Now we're on the 5. So on the 5, what I have is G, D, and F in the left hand, and then C, F, G, A, and C in the right. Then we can change the chord. So now I have G and F in the left hand, and then E, A flat, B, and D. That was ugly. All right, so 2, 5, and then to the 1. So on the 1, what I have is C, G, D, and E. Remember the rules and the different concepts for the left hand. You don't necessarily have to make the stretch. You can play just C, G, and C, and so forth, or C and G, or just C. It's up to you. But the right hand, I'm playing D, E, G, and C. So you got options for the last 2 chords. So all right, that's the whole song. So let's go from the top.